Hello everyone, I am Undead Horde and welcome back to my channel. And we are here, technically we'd be here with day, goodness gracious, whoops, clicked on the wrong thing there. Day 69, nice. But as you can tell, I've already received the rewards for day 69 and I actually completed all the missions for day 69. So then, what are we doing in this video? Well, this is kind of like a weird pseudo update video in a way. Enough has happened with the account in the last couple of days, and I've done some like additional research and things like that on a couple of champions that I feel like that I'm like working on now, that I feel like it's enough for me to kind of mention what I'm doing and what the hopes are to achieve in the next couple days here. So really it's going to be like a champion look, and then we have a couple of ancient shards to summon and a couple of mortal souls to crack and see if we can get anything cool. So people, you blah 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 blah. A couple videos ago, I got Karam as an epic pull, and actually, I was looked at him, thought he looked pretty okay, and then benched him. Well, just like a day or so ago, I did some research on him, looked up a couple of videos, really like looked into depth at Hell Hades and stuff like that to take a look at this guy and see what his worth kind of was. And, well, if you can't tell, there must be some level of worth because I have been working on him. I do have his 3-star ascension. I just missed out on being able to get after his 4-star. I just kind of got too late in the day going after it and just missed out. So we are at a 3-star ascension with him, almost level 40. I will bring him up to 5-star. I don't know if I'll 6-star him yet. I think there's definitely other people with higher priority before him, but he'll at least be at 5-star. And I initially thought when I got him and doing some research that he would be this excellent kind of a beast when it comes down to clan boss for his A3 skill, which instantly activates all poison debuffs on the target, and this can be booked down to a 4-turn cooldown. So a mix between him and somebody like Frozen Banshee, who places a decent amount of poisons, plus he plays his own poisons, I thought could be at least an okay combo. Well, come to find out that through watching Chapperman, I believe is the name of the YouTube channel, by watching his video, he seems to have a cap on the damage that he can do with the clan boss at somewhere around 82,000 when it comes down to the A3 ability. And so a lot of times it seems like they actually deactivate the A3 and they just use the A1 and A2. But the important thing to note here is actually how powerful the A2 is, and the fact that this guy could hit like a bloody tank with it. The A1, I mean, having a 50% chance that can be booked up to a 70% chance of placing the big version of poison debuff for 2 turns is already pretty good by itself, and I believe has a really good damage multiplier, if I'm not mistaken. But the A2 just being able to hit so hard, it is an attack one enemy, but has an extra 15% chance of inflicting a critical hit, which is nice, but you're probably already going to build them at 100% for the A1. But damage increases by 50% if this champion has 50%, has more than 50% of the HP. And then the damage just increases with the booking, and this can go down to a 3-turn. Just the damage output is so good and can be incredibly powerful for bosses and things like that to kill through, that I'm going to hopefully be able to build them as just like a real like a nuker. I guess, is it a nuker or is it like a well, you just like a really strong single target damage dealer. And so I'm currently working on a Savage build with some perception gear. Just having the ignored defense by 25% is like really good in a situation like this where he already hits like really heavily. So being able to ignore the defense and things like that would be, just seems like really good. I eventually would like to get better pieces, but I can also just upgrade some of these ones potentially and things like that. I mean, I would want a lot more attack than what's on him. And for those who are just listening, he has an attack set of 1469 right now, health of 12.5, speed of 115, crit rate currently only sitting at 52, but with the A2 activation would be 67, still not great. 63 crit damage and 110 accuracy. So he's getting there. Obviously needs some work, but is only not even at level 40 yet. So I'm hoping like 5-star, like level 50, getting the last 2 ascensions needed to be able to put an amulet on him will definitely help buff out a lot of these numbers and things like that. And we can get that all kind of increased. And then eventually I'll find better pieces to put on him. But that's like the current idea. And I'm also hoping that maybe just some of his just raw damage would be good for faction wars. And I will probably end up putting him on the clan boss team if I feel like he can do more damage than some of the attackers I have on there. Might end up replacing Corpulent Cadaver potentially, depending on damage output between the two of them and who does it better. But that is the current kind of plan for him. He looks really cool, and there is just a ton of potential behind him. And so I do want to mess around with that a little bit more and see what that could do for the account. Other than that, something that I am currently working on is there's a fusion that I can do, and it's the Lich. Which I have all the fusion pieces. I actually have one of the pieces here at the 4-star Ascension, level 27, so it just needs to be level 40, and that will be complete. I have another one at 4-star Ascension, max level 40, so that's already done. The last piece is only at a 2-star Ascension. I can't really work on the rest of it till I get the Spirit Affinity opened up, or if I get really lucky with like drops, I guess, from clan boss, but I really don't want those drops. Just wait for the for it to open. And then, but is at 4-star level 34. So that piece is almost done. And I just got the last piece today, which is the whatever his name is. He's just still just the 3-star rare level 1. But I started slowly working on getting his pieces, getting the stuff that I need for Ascension on him. And so I can actually bring him up to 2. I'm only... Actually, I might be able to potion mix. No, I don't even have enough to potion mix. I am 1 great arcane potion away from his 3-star, and then I just gotta level him up to level 40 or 3-star max him, and then get him and then rank him up to 4-star and see what it's going to take to finish his last ascension, which I'm hoping to do today since the Magic Affinity dungeon is open. And so by the time I'm done today, I would just need to work on getting everything else I need for the Spirit Affinity. And actually, I can mix one of them. Getting really close here. What am I? I'm still missing. For her, I'm missing 2 of the great spirit potions, and I'm missing 3 of the greater, or whatever it is, great arcane are greater arcane. So in total, I definitely need to put some work in, especially on the arcane keep here, but very, very close. And so then I can be able to unlock Lich and have Lich as a champion, which I don't know power-wise how good that is. But just having another body, and especially another epic body on the team, can't really be a bad thing. So, doesn't have a lot of good reviews, or just 50 reviews, so not a ton of reviews in general. But attacks when enemy has a 30% chance of placing a 50% decreased accuracy debuff for 2 turns. And damage based off of defense. I think every skill damage is based off of defense. So, I mean, decreased accuracy is not bad by any means. The A2 places a 60% increased debuff. Increased defense buff on this champion for 2 turns, and then heals this champion by 20% of their max HP. So at least does good at self-buffing and keeping himself alive. Plus a 60% increased defense is like really huge for damage output, since he's already a defense-based champion. And then the A3 attacks when enemy decreases the target's turn meter by 100% and places a 30% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. Honestly, just for the A3 alone, and that can be booked down to a 3 turn, Lich could really actually turn around my game for spiders, probably, with just that turn meter manipulation plus decreased speed is really huge. And so this is a champion that I definitely want to go after and get built as soon as possible, and seeing what it can do for spiders and potentially for Fire Knight. Just being able to have that turn meter control would be pretty good. And that is kind of just the plan for the account right now, at least champion wise, moving forward, and hoping to see those results here in the next couple of days. Obviously, I'm kind of gate capped by the Spirit Affinity, which actually opens up in 2 days, which is great. So I'm hoping end of the day Thursday, so like by Thursday's video, I will be able to unlock Lich during that video, and then I can progress on getting him built and get some testing going and in some of the areas of the game. Other than that, not really too much going on. Every day, with the Iron Twins opening up, I'm trying to push the best that I can to beat higher and higher stages of Iron Twins, to go after some of the higher rewards here, and start unlocking, trying to grind for more and more awakenings for my champions. And that's kind of the game plan. I should also make mention, since I haven't mentioned this yet, but I happen to summon another cadaver. So now I've got 2 that I can use. 2 of them, or actually I've got 3. I have 3 cadavers on the account that are usable, and 2 of them I've already commissioned into the faction Guardians. So that's just lovely. And I got I think a second Temptress, which I definitely didn't need. So not feeling too great on that front. I actually don't remember what Rotting Mage does. Are you any good, or am I just holding on to you just to hold on to you? Attacks when enemy, places a freeze, increase attack debuff on all allies for 2 turns, and increase defense on this champion for 2 turns. Doesn't really do too much for me. Attacks when enemies, not great, honestly. So I'm just having them just to have them. Cool. So we will now go in. We will do the Ancient Shard summons. Then we'll do the Mortal Stones. And we'll kind of close up the video. So this was such a weird video from normal. But it is one of those things that every once in a while I do think it's good just to sit down and just kind of get a frame of reference on the account for like what the plan is moving forward. And so that things don't always just seem like stagnant. Of course, I get nothing, but that seems to be normal for me. All right, the Mortal Stones. Obviously, we'd love to see something higher for like Death Knight would be like a really, really big one. But even just some of the we have a couple of like rare champions that only have like one. Like Bloat Wraith, would love to have him get more. Not going too well here, of course. That's how it seems to usually go on videos. Oh, nope, Catacomb Counselor. I guess once I get Catacomb Counselor, it'll be nice to have the 1-star Awakening already. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. Cannot do it. Crap. Well, that's just my luck, I guess. I will... Whoops, did not mean to do that. I will always gladly take the Immortal Soul coins, though. I like having a stock of those, so that if anything comes through the merchant shop, I have a better chance of being able to buy it. So that has been like the game plan. I do check every single day. I check, mainly looking at the rares to see if any rares have popped up that I can use. And then I will just buy them and stockpile them, even if I don't already have the champion. Because why not? I might as well buy them and already have them ready in the background. So I got a decent amount of undead champions, just like even like 1-star awakenings that just cannot be used. Doomscreech, Howl, Grave Chill, Banshee, Catacomb Counselor now, Dark Aethel, Dark Elhain, Ostrox. So many. I just need to summon the champions for it. Gargarab, missed him. I'm really annoyed by Grave Chill, just because I have the stupid thing and just cannot seem to summon her for anything, which is frustrating to say the least, but 'tis is what it is. This game does not like me. I get annoyed because I have all these like rares and stuff like that I've summoned, like multiple copies of, and I just can't seem to get any new rares on the account. Like, if I had gotten any of those as just like new champions, I probably would have filled out the rare roster, or pretty close to the rare roster by now. So that's a little irking, but it's okay. It's okay. Honestly, two of the ones that I'm like really, really wanting to get is either Wretch or Bone Knight, because both of them actually have the ability of heal reduction, which is something that would be incredibly helpful for things like Spider, but also for being able to complete some missions. Wretch would, I think, almost be better because Wretch does the HP burn, but it's kind of hard to tell because at least Bone Knight also does an increased crit rate to everybody, so it's like, whatever. Which that might not matter if everybody already has 100% crit rate, but, you know, I digress. So either one of those would be, like, ideally what I'm trying to, like, really go for, but if I could get lucky. Just because the heal reduction is just so good. Yeah, I've got challenges I'm still trying to, like, work through. And for, like, the dungeons, I need to use the heal reduction debuff on the Spirit Guardian. And then I need to remove or steal the shield buff from the Magic Guardian. Which I don't know. Remove? Is there just like a... Is that not just through damage? Does it actually... Is there like a legit like skill that just says, no, you have no shield no more? I guess so. I have to look into that, like what that fully entails. Oh, okay. There is just a remove, or you can steal the shield. Interesting. Which I got nobody that does that. So that kind of puts me stuck on these challenges. And I have been trying to work through them. It may not seem like it, but I am trying to slowly work through these challenges. I'm actually on the last one for Arena. And so the biggest thing right now is fighting into gold. But I am also slowly working on the affinity bonuses. And then for artifacts, I'm on part 4. Honestly, I just haven't gone and tried to push through on these yet. It's like winning 3-star helmet and 3-star shield and gauntlet and yada 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 from Arnorok sewers. So it's not like hard stuff, and honestly if I got through it I'd probably be a lot better off for some things. And the additional skill books would be huge. And then slowly working through the champion stuff. We just have to upgrade a magic champion to rank 6, spirit to 6, and then campaign battle with using 4 level 60s, which I could probably do now. I just haven't done it yet. And the arbiter missions are going well, or at least going better. We kind of got out of the rut there in which we were just doing like potion keep stuff for so long. We finally broke out of that, and now we're actually on winning 5 or 6-star artifacts from stage 7 or higher of Ice Golem. Have to win 5 of them, so that's not bad. Something I could pretty easily get through. And we already have the next couple of missions beat after that. And then we go back to doing more potion keep crap. Then we got the next 2 and so on and so forth. But we do seem to be moving at least decently along. And as I start looking more and more through, we actually have a bunch of these already completed by the time I get there, which is super helpful. So I'm hoping maybe like if I like really push at it, maybe in like the next week or so, I can beat through this and be on to part 3. But that's the hope. It does look like the very last one is Diffuse Judicator. Is that right? Probably just a car. So I will need to get some of this stuff kind of going and just ready to do that. Because I think eventually later on I do have to end up fusing for a Relic Keeper. Probably in part 4. So, yeah, that's it. That's the plan. I'm sorry I rambled on a lot longer than what my initial intent was. But it was important to get everything out there in the first place and just, having that. So it makes me, and also I haven't posted a video in a couple of days. Honestly, and I mean, if anybody's made this to the end of the video, I really do appreciate it. So this last little portion is just for those who have made it this far. But I'm just trying to take better like mental care, like better health, better care of like my mental health. Not that I feel like I've got like a ton going on, but it's one of those things where it's like sometimes I like choose to not sleep, to stay up late to do like recordings and editing and stuff like that. So I'm not going to bed until like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and that's just not good for me. Especially if I have to be at work and like a couple hours later. So it's just like one of those things where it's like, hey, if I really am too tired or whatever to do it, then just don't do it. It's just not worth it. And also gives the chance for other videos that have already been posted just room to breathe. So that is why, as much as I did say during my New Year's video that I'm going to post every single day, I'm just not. I'm not going to post every single day. I'm going to try to do the best that I can. But I'm also not going to like kill myself to try and do so. It is just mentally, it's just not worth it. Personally, to do that. So I will do the best that I can. I mean, if I can go like a week or 2 weeks straight and posting every single day, then phenomenal. But if I can't and I need to take a break, then I'm going to take the break. And I hope people understand that. I mean, people should. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys in another video, maybe tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow. Peace.